Hello, everybody. I am so excited and happy that you are here today so that we can take a look at how is your person currently feeling about you and this connection. There are 4 piles to choose from. So I travel a lot, and so I thought what might be kind of fun sometimes is if I used objects to choose from that have to do with where I'm traveling. So right now I'm in Lake Tahoe. I'm probably going to insert some B-roll footage of, Lake Tahoe, me and my dog walking around Lake Tahoe, stuff like that. These are all objects that I found on our walk this morning. So the first choice is the Spirit Speak Tarot by Mary Evans and this cute little rock that I found on the walk. Pile number 2 is the Star Seeker Tarot and this adorable little pine cone that I found while we were out this morning. Doesn't want to sit. There we go. Okay, pile number 3 is the White Sage Tarot and this cute little lavender flower. Okay, and pile number 4 is Aunt Lily's Tarot and this little piece of a branch that I found that has like a little extra branch, little nub coming off of it. Okay, so I will give you a moment to look at the piles, meditate, choose which one you are drawn to. You can be drawn to more than one. That is absolutely fine. Timestamps are down below, and I will meet you at your pile. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this rock right here or the Spirit Speak Tarot, then you have arrived at your reading. Welcome. I was going to say congratulations, but yeah, so maybe this is going to be awesome. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at how your person is feeling about you. Spirit, dial me into the energy of pile 1's person, please. Tell me how their person is feeling about them. Dial me into the energy of pile 1's person. How is pile 1's person feeling? Oh, just flying everywhere. Cool. Okay, so I was only going to get 3 of these cards, but 4 came out. So, okay, so they are going through a major spiritual awakening. I feel like likely it was set off by you, but they are in their feels right now because I feel like there are a lot of things about the world that they always just thought oh, this is how the world works. And now they're finding out that no, it very much is not. The world is a lot more complicated than they ever imagined that it might be. And I think that they ever hoped that it might be. I think that they liked the world simple. I think that they liked the world as just being conceptualized by the 3D and what they could see. But now that they are getting more connected to spirit, now that their third eye chakra is opening, they are seeing complexities and nuances and gray areas. And I don't feel like they like it very much. I mean, eventually they are going to get to the place where they realize that this was for the best. And this was one of the biggest turning points in their life. And this was, they'll be so grateful for it. And they'll wonder, where would I be right now if not for having gone through this spiritual awakening? that is very much not how they are looking at it right now. I mean, kind of similar to all tower moments that we all go through is we do look back at it later and we say, thank God that that happened. It was difficult going through it, but it set me on a better trajectory. What was built in place of where that tower was is so much more solid, so much more beautiful, so much more well-suited to my spirit and my needs. And yeah, I think that they will end up having a life that is much sweeter, more nourishing to their soul, more fulfilling. But they are in the thick of it right now, and it is difficult. And I do think that if they have kind of removed themselves from you, if not gone full no contact, but at least then sort of removed their energy from you, that is why. Because I do think with this fruit card, like they view you, I think that they view you in isolation as all good things, as being sweet, as being juicy, as being nourishing, all of that. But as of right now, they can't really separate the idea of you from all of this very chaotic feeling, spiritual awakening that you have triggered within them. So yeah, I would imagine the kind of person that I am picking up this person to be, someone who focuses on facts and logic and evidence and very 3D focused. And now they're being bombarded by all this 5D stuff. Yeah, I would imagine that their first instinct is going to be to run from it. Of course. Of course it is. They're not going to be able to stay in that. But yeah, look, yeah, they are experiencing this as a nightmare. Yeah, it is going to end up being a dream come true. But as of right now, they are experiencing it as 100% a nightmare. And while I don't think that they view you in like a blame way for setting this off, I do think they view you as the root cause of it. Okay, and I think that it also might be bringing up some either past relationship trauma, perhaps childhood trauma. I think that part of this spiritual awakening is leading them to show what they need, things that they need to forgive other people for, things that they need to forgive themselves for, and things that they just need to let go of in general. And I think that they are finding it just incredibly, I was going to say difficult, but I think it's more like confusing. And I think that since they very much recognize, I think that it was you that set off this chain of events, they feel like if they remove you from the equation, that they can rewind. Yes, I was just saying rewind, and then we got nostalgia. Yeah, they want to go back to the way it was before. They want to go back to the very clear-cut black and white. Like, this is all shades of gray, and your person hates shades of gray. They like black and white. Yeah. And so, and I think they are viewing, here's what I think they are blocking out right now, is that even in the past, when they did, I do think, feel very safe and comfortable viewing everything in black and white and viewing everything as very clear cut and just based on the 3D and what they could see. I feel like that was their comfort zone. But I think that they are forgetting that they did have questions that couldn't be answered. I think that there were questions that gnawed at them, that when they tried to get answers in that way, they came up empty, and it made them feel very empty. And that is why, I was going to say that is why Spirit is putting them on the path to awakening now, but I think that that's not phrased exactly right. I think that it's more like that was Spirit preparing them for the necessity of this path, of this awakening. But right now, I feel like they just want to go back. I mean, I'm just getting this as very typical feelings that we all go through in tower moments. It's nothing like revolutionary. It's how we all feel, because in a tower moment, unless you are very spiritually awakened and very spiritually aware, you don't necessarily recognize what you're going through as, oh, this is a tower moment. This is a necessity and something better is going to be rebuilt in its place. You don't view it with that much perspective and that much just sort of blasé awareness. What it feels like is your world is just crumbling around you. And so that's not easy. And most people experience it more like a nightmare than a neutral happening. So I feel like they're very much on the nightmare end of the spectrum. I know this is supposed to be about what is your person feeling about you. And this has been mostly just about what they're going through. But again, I think it comes back to the fact that they feel like all of this was set off by you. And so I just feel like their main feeling toward you right now is just wanting to distance themselves from you based on the panic. Yeah, the panic that they are feeling due to this transformation. Look how this person is sort of half transformed. One butterfly wing has sprouted, but the other has not yet. I think that's where they are, mid-transformation. And they are very much wanting to go back. And so they feel like if they take away the thing that sparked the beginning of the transformation, that they can just go back. But the thing is, once your spiritual eyes have been opened, you can't go back. You can't unsee what you've seen. Yeah, and this is the other reason why they can't entirely let you go. Even if they have removed themselves from your 3D reality, you guys are still very connected in the 5D because you're soul family. Yeah, 100% your soul family. And I mean, you see how these people are connected at their, arms. Their arms are consistently around each other. And I think that even if this person has let go of you for the time being in the 3D, their arms are still around you in the 5D, and their hands are still grasping you in the 5D. They can't truly let you go. And it's nothing to do with you that would even make them want to let you go. It's panic. It's just panic. They're really scared right now. This is a very unsettling time. And I feel like, I do feel like a lot of the things that they based the foundations of their philosophy of the world on are really being shaken. And I mean, when everything you think about how the world works is being turned upside down, that's so scary. And I know that you probably wish they would run toward you and use you, like lean on you, use you as an asset and as a rock and as a shoulder to lean on, as opposed to running away from you. But the thing that you're not getting is that you were the impetus for all of this shaky energy. And they feel like the more they run toward you, the shakier things are going to get. And their hypothesis is if they run away from you, then things will get stable again. But that's not true, because this is a process that once set in motion cannot really be, like, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Okay, so with the World card, I'm very much getting the feeling of, with this rainbow, it's like they're starting to see all the colors now. And imagine how frightening it would be if you had only ever seen the world in black and white and you thought that black and white was all there was. And one day you woke up and it was all the colors and you had no real explanation for that. Imagine how frightening that would feel. That's a metaphor for what this person is going through right now, because they are going through a spiritual awakening, which involves finding out that there are a lot of things out there that have always been there that they just never knew were there. And that's really scary. I feel like it's really apropos that the tarot deck that you chose is called Spirit Speak, because that is exactly what this person is learning to hear, is spirit speaking. But the truth is, because of the fact that they are awakening to soul realities, that will inevitably lead them back to their soul family, and that is you. I don't know how long that might take. That's going to be individual, but yeah, that is you. And with this Earth Mother, I feel like that's yet another indication from Spirit that they will end up being drawn back to you, because to me, this is your energy. This is a very like nurturing, caretaking energy. Like this, when they reach the point where this tower has completely fallen and they are looking for an energy to help them rebuild, that is, I think, when they will probably come to you and want to be embraced by this very warm, very nurturing Earth Mother energy that is made to help things grow. That, I think, that is the point in time when they will come back to you. And like I said, you guys might not be in full no contact, but I would be surprised if you haven't gotten just, some indications that they have energetically removed themselves. Okay, so that is what I am getting from the Oracle cards. Let's dive into tarot. Woo! Is that supposed to be? No, I don't generally take reversals. I have to feel specifically called to. Am I holding? No, I've got the deck right side up. Okay. Spirit, dial me into what is going on. What is going on with pile one's person and their feelings toward pile one in this connection? What is going on with pile one's person and their feelings toward pile one in this connection? Okay. Yeah, I don't honestly feel like it's easy for them to stay away from you, pile one. I feel like that is actually something that is causing them even more pain. I feel like they're operating so much on instinct right now, though. I really feel like they're a Roomba, just sort of like going in one direction until they hit something and then going in another direction until they hit something else. Like they are in fight or flight mode right now. They are like an animal running away from a noise that means predator. Like they are not thinking clearly. They are just doing their best to survive right now is what's going on. Yeah, so first of all, I do feel like Spirit wants to set your mind at ease that they could not have more affection, respect. Like it's almost as if they put you on a pedestal more than anything. And that could honestly be another reason why they have removed their energy for the time being, because they feel ashamed of the mess that they're in, the state that they're in, and they don't want you to perceive them that way with this Empress card. Yeah, and I feel like with the combination of this Page of Wands and King of Cups, that's what tells me that it's actually not easy for them. It's not easy for them to be this removed from you. I feel like I feel just like such a deep aching sense of longing to pour their heart out to you. I do feel like they have an understanding that you would have all the answers. But with this Ace of Pentacles, like, I think that part of it is that they do recognize that you were the impetus of this new journey that they're on. You were the one that set it off. And so they don't want to get even closer to your energy and have that create more chaos in their life. Not that you are an agent of chaos, but you are an agent of this awakening. And they don't understand it as an awakening. They just understand it as chaos. And I don't think that it's a lot of external chaos in the circumstances of their life. I think that it is like entirely energetic, mental, emotional, spiritual. I think that this is just a person who really relies on their 3D understanding of things, and they are waking up to the fact that that is not sufficient. It doesn't tell the whole story. And in fact, a lot of their understandings of things were not just incomplete, but flat out wrong. And there are other modalities out there that tell different stories that they never realized were there. And to a person like your person who just depends on their 3D understanding so completely, I feel like they would almost rather that the external circumstances of their life were falling apart, because then at least they could make a plan and fix it. This just feels out of control. Yeah, I feel like, if they lost their job, if they got evicted, if they got like all of the things that people would think of as, my life is falling apart, my world is falling apart. To them, I feel like that would be painful, but they would be like, okay, what's the first thing I need to do? What's the second, the third, the fourth? Like, let's get this handled. Let's make a plan. Let's plan our work and work our plan. Like, I feel like they would have a toolbox with which to solve that. They have no toolbox with which to approach this. And they just feel completely at sea. And yeah, and they are so burdened by that feeling. But look at this. In a 5-card spread, the third card, the middle card, is the central energy. It is the energy that, the beginning leads up to it and the end is like the results of it. It is like the hub in the middle of a wheel, and the rest of the energies are the spokes that come out of that hub. And this central energy is their mature and well-developed love for you, pile 1. And in the oracle cards, we saw very strongly that the two of you are soul family. So this is not a forever thing. This is a process. A spiritual awakening is a process. And they are fighting it right now, which is making it go slower. But I do feel like they will come around. I'm basing that on 2 things. 1, the fact that you two are soul family. And 2, the fact that the central energy is the just absolute love they have for you. And actually, I would say 3rd, the fact that their spiritual awakening is a process. And at some point you reach the culmination of that process. Not that we aren't ever spiritually learning, but for most people that go through a spiritual awakening, you can point to the end of when you felt like, what is life? Why is this happening to me? Like, that part comes to an end. So yeah, when that part comes to an end, I feel like this love and your soul connection is going to take over. And they are going to start to see that how they feel very unanchored right now. You are their anchor. Right now, they see you as the agent of this journey that they're on. But they will start to see that you actually are the anchor. They will come around to that. I feel that very strongly. Okay, let's get some letters, numbers, and charms. Okay, we've got Z, S, A, X, so sax. So not very many letters came out. So saxophone, and that's so funny that this came out right on top of the Page of Wands, which has this picture of a fire, because that very much makes me think of like 1990s, like there's a soft focus shot of like a fire in the fireplace and two wine glasses in front of it. And then there's a like soulful sax solo playing over like the beginning of a love scene on TV or in a movie or something. Like that was a very 90s trope. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing like a love scene happening here. Oh, and then look at this. A to Z. Yeah, A to Z. You are the Alpha and Omega. You are the beginning and the end. And I think that metaphor is doubly poignant here, because this whole reading was about how you were the one that kicked off this transformation, but you will also be the one that they come back to at the beginning of it, or at the end of it. You were the beginning of the transformation and you are the end. So yeah, A to Z, you're the Alpha and Omega. You're the beginning and the end. 100%. And then SX, which, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of imagination to put an E in there. So yeah, there's some real fiery, Wandsy energy here, let's say. And now numbers. Okay, so we got 7, 8, and 5, and those can also be combined. So 85, 75, 57, 87, things like that. Okay, let's get some zodiac signs. These can be signs that are prominent in one or both of your charts. These can be energies that either you or they are being called to or are in. These can also be important times of year that things will happen. Okay, we've got Gemini. Yeah, and I mean, Gemini is the twins. Gemini, and they are finding out that there is a world that mirrors this world. There's a world that is the twin of this world. So that's interesting. Aquarius and Cancer. Okay, and now charms. Yeah, look at that with this frog charm. Like they are leapfrogging ahead in their understanding of the world, and they are not enjoying it. It is too fast. Yes. Oh, okay. So with this comb charm, I always take that as meaning like they like the way you present yourself. They like the way you comb your hair. They like those stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do that show how much you really care. Yes. Song lyrics, if that wasn't clear. I am not just a spontaneous poet and didn't know it, because I would know it. Okay, so with this like kind of religious charm, I take that as sort of like maybe they even do have a faith background that this spiritual awakening is conflicting with, and that could also be something that is very painful and chaotic for them. But barring that, I just feel like this is something that, yeah, it's just challenging their life philosophy, basically. And with the moon, yeah, it's all mysterious. It's all this stuff they can't quantify, and they are not loving it. And then with the butterfly and the fall leaf, I mean, to me, those are very powerful symbols of transformation. And we actually even got the butterfly symbol on one of the oracle cards. So yeah, they are going through a real transformation right now, and transformations are painful. And then, yeah, with this helm, I feel like this is just, they have an opportunity now to steer their life in the way that they want it to go. Do they want to stall out or do they want to forge ahead? And from your person's personality, I feel like they're going to forge ahead. I feel like that's not even going to be a choice. I feel like it's just going to take some pain and some time and some work for them to get there. But I don't see your person as the kind of person that is okay with stalling out. I see them as an achiever. I see them as tenacious. Okay, so that is what I have for you, pile one. And I want to really thank you for sharing your time and energy with me. And I hope that this resonated with you in a way that brought you some clarity and some insight and some food for thought. And if you don't take anything else away from this reading today, I really want you to take this, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. Okay, bye. Hello, pile two. So if you chose the baby pine cone or the Star Seeker Tarot, you have arrived at your reading. Welcome. So yes, let's dive in and find out, how is your person feeling about you? Spirit, dial me into the energy of pile two's person. How is pile two's person feeling about them right now, Spirit? Spirit, how is pile two's person feeling about them right now? Okay. Yeah, your person is trying not to feel much about you, pile two. I hate to be the bearer of that news. The bearer. No pun intended. Well, I mean, pun intended after I recognized it, not in initially. But yeah, they are trying to put their feelings into hibernation. They are trying to cut out their feelings, and they are trying to harden their heart into stone right now. They are just, ooh, they are stubborn. Oh, they are so stubborn. Oh, I'm so annoyed with them right now. Not because they're doing anything wrong. I think I'm channeling how you feel about it. Right. Oh, do you hear how my dog is drinking water right now? Is that picking it up on the mic? Oh my goodness. Yes. Your person is, yeah, I feel like a lot of times when you try to talk to them, or more aptly get them to talk to you, it's like pulling teeth. It's like banging your head against a brick wall. Like once they make a decision, and I mean, this sword can also represent making a decision, that they are going to be stone. They are not going to be moved. They are immovable. Yeah, I don't feel like there's much that you can say to persuade them after that. Yeah, so Spirit, give me some more context about why they have decided to go into hibernation mode with their feelings. Why have they decided to go into hibernation mode with their feelings, Spirit? Okay, so friend and grief. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like it must go deeper than that. Being afraid to lose the friendship. That's a very classic thing that people are afraid of when they are afraid to go to the next level. But I'm feeling these first three oracle cards, the energy that came through from them, as being on such a deeper level than can be explained just by being afraid to lose the friendship. So I would say there is likely some additional information that has to do with your particular circumstances that would make it extra egregious to actually lose your friendship. So maybe the two of you have been friends for 20 years, or maybe you are their only friend and maybe they're going through a really rough mental health time right now and you are the one friend that they are depending on. Or I would say like something along those lines, something that just makes Not that I'm not saying your friendship isn't valuable if there isn't some extra circumstance. I think that your friendship is intrinsically valuable, but there's something that is making it that they are depending on it more than just they would any other friend, if that makes sense. Hold on, I gotta grab a drink of water. Man, that was a huge drink of water I had to get. My mouth got so dry, which I think is probably a metaphor for going hibernation mode and being very stony and trying to cut these feelings out. That could also be the reason why they are actually going so far as to try to cut these feelings out and harden their heart and go into hibernation mode with their feelings, as opposed to just how the majority of people would handle it in a situation like this, which is just sort of be like, okay, I have feelings. Like, I'm going to feel the feelings. I'll enjoy the feelings. I may enjoy a little like solo naughty playtime thinking about this person, but like, I'm not going to do anything about the feelings. There's reasons not to, but you know, I have them, so I'm going to enjoy them and like indulge them a little bit when I am alone at night or perhaps in the shower. But that is not how that is not the path that this person is choosing to follow. This person is trying to shut it down, lock it down, cut it out. Yeah, they are going like nuclear on these feelings, or attempting to. So yeah, there's some reason why they need you as a friend, not just enjoy you as a friend or care about you as a friend. They need you. And with this grief card, like, I feel like they would be utterly lost and alone without you for some reason. So that's either an emotional reason, or it actually could be like a 3D reason. Like, there could be some reason why they need you right now and can't take the risk. Yeah, because that's what it feels like to me. Can't take the risk. Absolutely. Okay. Spirit, tell me more. Tell me more about how pile 2's person is feeling. One more from this deck, Spirit. One more from this deck. Okay. So this inner vision coming out right on top of this bear does tell me. So the bear I sometimes connect with Virgo or with the Hermit card from the Major Arcana, with kind of like going into hermit mode. And the thing about hermit mode is, it's not just that you go into hibernation, it's that you go into like this state of isolation, at least energetic isolation, for the purpose of having epiphanies, of leveling up spiritually, of developing your inner vision. It's not just isolation for isolation's sake. So while I do feel that they have gone into this hibernation mode, at least as far as their feelings for you are concerned, or at least they are attempting to, I think what this is going to end up being is a time of energetic isolation where they actually can develop their connection to the 5D, where they actually can get, this person might deal with mental health challenges, because ever since I said that, just as an example that came to mind, it keeps going around and around in my mind. And especially with this grief card, just like the art on the card, this black hole in the middle, the way that these lines are so squiggly and intertwined, like just the very gray color palette, it just really reminds me of mental health challenges. So I will just put that out there. Obviously, that's not going to resonate with everybody. It's a big collective. But yeah, that could be something that's going on here. But so I do think that while this is probably pretty painful for you, and I would venture to say it's probably pretty painful for them to try to block these feelings out and to try to energetically go hermit mode with them and remove themselves and isolate themselves, at least as far as feelings are concerned. Yeah, I mean, it probably is extremely painful for you. And like I said, I would venture to say painful for them as well. I do feel like it will ultimately serve a purpose. This person will get more connected with the 5D. And with release and breath, and, with this release card, what this person is letting go of is rocks. It's rocks that they were carrying. And with this breath, I'm getting a sense of relief with that. Like they can finally take a deep breath. With these 3 birds flying here, these flying birds, it's like they're finally getting some perspective, getting a bird's eye view. So in the context of mental health challenges, this may be an actual change in their 3D circumstances where they connect with a therapist that they really align with and they do some good work with, or maybe, they have an adjustment in their medication that really lifts a lot of this fog and lets them get a lot more in touch with the perspective on their 3D reality, in addition to getting more in touch with the spiritual aspect of life and with the 5D. So, I mean, I feel like that would be I feel like that would be something that would be so beautiful and so transformative and so life-changing for them, honestly, even more over and above the feelings that they have for you. I feel like they would feel like, I feel like they would kind of feel like fully themselves, fully human. Maybe for the first time ever, but definitely for the first time in a long time. But I really feel like you are their anchor. I think that you are the person that they look to keep them anchored in 3D reality. I think that they probably pour out a lot of their feelings to you. I think that they probably do use you to release a lot of their grief to get some perspective on their grief, that you probably reflect to them a reality about themselves that is not as bleak as what they themselves see. And you probably reflect a vision of the future that is not as bleak as they themselves see. I feel like this friend card and this grief card, I feel like you can look at it as 2 contrasting realities. The gray, heavy, stone-like reality and future that they perceive. But when they talk to you, their friend, you reflect back to them a vision of of themselves and of the future that is colorful and bright and worth looking forward to and worthy of investing in when it comes to themselves. And I think that is what they can't bear, the thought of losing. I think they feel like if the 2 of you were to get into a relationship, they would pull you down as opposed to you pulling them up. And I think that they are just afraid that if you get too close to them, you will lose this beautiful, colorful, bright, and vibrant vision that you have of them right now, that they honestly don't really understand why you view them that way, but I think that they need it. They need to be able to come to you and have that reflected back to them. I feel like it's part of what's helping them really to survive right now. And they just really can't bear the thought of losing that. So just to recap where we're at so far, do they have feelings for you? Absolutely. Yes. Very strong feelings, but they are trying to push them down and cut them out as much as possible because they need you as a human so much more than they need you as a love partner right now. And when they are able to, I do feel like there needs to be a change in their 3D circumstance. This is not just a spiritual ascension that I'm feeling like. To me, this is reading as mental health issues, I will say. It doesn't have to be, but if it's not actual mental health issues, it's something that mental health issues could be a metaphor for. So maybe like a physical illness or something like that. Or like a time of like extreme poverty or something like that. But at any rate, there needs to be a 3D resolution of this 3D circumstance that they are dealing with before they are going to reach a place where they can come toward you in a romantic sense. Absolutely. So if this is mental health issues, that is, medication that works for them, a therapist they align with, that kind of thing. If this is a physical illness, then this is, healing of that illness or getting that illness under like management. If it's a chronic illness, this could be something like chronic pain. If it is like sort of abject poverty, homelessness, something like that, then they need to, for themselves, get themselves to a stable place before they come toward you. Like they are not in a place to be healthy for you or healthy for them. Because I feel like if they did come toward you and then this thing did fall apart, like I don't get them as being in a state of mind that they could handle that right now. And it is never a good idea to enter a relationship that you are not in a mentally stable enough place to handle it if that relationship were to end. Like that's bad for both people involved. Never do it. Never do it, pile 2. Never do it. And if you have the information to understand that that's what the other person is doing, never get into that either. Although, unfortunately, we most of the time don't know that things are going on with the other person. But yeah, so I feel like this will come around after their 3D circumstances come to resolution, or at least make progress, that they come out of like the really, really dark time that they're in right now. So that's what I'm getting from the Oracle cards. Let's dive into tarot. Wow. So that is, your person's going through it, pile 2. I will be praying for them. In fact, I'm going to give this deck a little shuffle here. Let's just inject some fresh start energy into this deck before we get the cards. Yeah. Spirit, tell me about pile 2's person. Tell me about their feelings. Tell me about their feelings about pile 2. Tell me about their feelings about the connection. Tell me what's going on with this connection. Yeah, I mean, there needs to be a death of what they're going through and a rebirth of a new cycle before this can move forward. Absolutely. And while I do think they recognize that, I think the only part that they recognize is that they can't come forward. That they're not in a stable and solid enough place to come forward. I don't think they understand that this is a cycle that can come to an end, that there can be a new cycle of rebirth afterward. I don't think they understand any of that. Yeah, I don't generally take reversals I have to feel specifically called to. Yeah, man, you are their stability. You are their, no, that's. But I do feel like the fact that there have been a couple of cards that have come out reversed and then I've just checked in with my intuition and seen that they weren't meant to be, it's kind of a metaphor for what happens with your person, is that things come to them very flipped upside down. And the part where I check in with my intuition and then put it the way that it's supposed to be, they don't have that intuitive power. They don't have something inside that tells them how things are supposed to be. Sorry about that, pile 2. I'm back. I had to go take care of something for my dog. She was letting me know. So yes. So I was just saying, they don't have that intuitive sense that when things are upside down, they sense how to set them right. They don't have that. Okay. So, they are in such a prison of their own mind right now. So if this is something that has to do with So if the problem that they are trying to solve, or the problem that is holding their life back right now, is something like a physical illness or poverty or homelessness situation, something like that, then I think the application of the Eight of Swords there would be that they are taking that in as their identity, and they are magnifying it to mean more about who they are than it actually means. But if this is mental health challenges, then I think that that is just a very straightforward indication that they are locked in a prison of their own mind right now, that they are in such spiraling thoughts, such like a hamster wheel that they can't jump off of these false realities that their brain is presenting to them as the truth. And you are their stability. You are the thing that they keep going to get this sense of stability. And you are the Empress, this abundant energy that views them as a shining star. And that they can also, with this energy of abundance, I feel like they look at you as a person who they can always go to. And you will always reflect back to them this beautiful, abundant view of themselves. And I honestly feel like it would not be too dramatic to say they're not sure how they would survive without that right now. Yeah, and with the Two of Pentacles, the outcome is that they will make a decision. There will come a point where they are in a stable enough place to make a true decision about how they want to proceed forward. But the truth is, there are a lot of things that they are juggling. That is a connotation also with the Two of Pentacles. And those things are going to have to settle into a manageable pattern prior to them actually being able to make a decision about how to move forward with you. I don't, to tell you the truth, see this happening soon. I mean, and honestly, right now, I feel like they just really need to be focused on their own well-being. And truthfully, I think if you knew what a state they were in, I think if you could feel like what I'm feeling about their reality, you would also want them to focus on their own well-being right now. Because I feel like the energy that I'm picking up from them is really like a hanging on by the skin of their teeth. And I'm just seeing like the side of a mountain or like a cliff, and these two hands that are like trying to dig in and are just slowly going down, and you can see just like the lines from their fingernails that their fingernails are leaving as they slowly slip down. And yeah, I'm getting this person as honestly not doing well, pile two. Like, I don't feel like they are doing well. But you are like a shining guidepost in their life that is just like, yeah, I think they look at you as like this shining star out on the horizon that is showing them the direction to go. And I think the thought of that star blinking out, they feel like they would just be lost in utter darkness, first of all. But just from a more practical standpoint, I think the thought of how painful it would be if you ever looked at them and thought they were a piece of shit, or looked at them just with indifference and didn't care at all. I think just the overwhelming pain of that, they don't feel like they could bear it. And with how they are feeling about themselves right now, they see that as the only potential outcome. They do not see an outcome where the two of you are just happy together and you still continue to look at them as this amazing person. And honestly, I don't know that they're wrong in the state of mind that they're in right now. Because, like I said, I don't think they're doing great. Yeah, they wouldn't be a good, healthy partner for you right now, pile two. They're not in the right frame of mind. They might not even be in the right state of health. Yeah, I had to get another drink of water. My mouth has gotten so dry during this reading. My advice to you, and I think Spirit's advice to you, because it's advice that I'm channeling, would be to focus on yourself, to focus on staying in this Empress energy, bolstering this Empress energy, not for this person, for yourself, for your own life. Yeah, and then in that way, you will continue to be that guiding star for them on the horizon, showing them where to go, showing them the way, showing them the path. And I do see them eventually coming out of this darkness, this Eight of Swords that they're in. I see them like on this Two of Pentacles card, she is climbing to the next level. And there are levels above that. So I don't see this person as wallowing. I see them as attempting to climb out and making small increments of progress toward climbing out. But they've got a ways to go before they are in a place to be an equal partner for you. Let's just put it that way. You would, if they came toward you right now, it would be much more that you would be in like a caretaker role toward them. And that's not a healthy foundation for a relationship. So in a way, they are actually exhibiting wisdom by not coming forward right now. That's not why they're doing it, but it's like a result. So let's grab some letters, numbers, and charms. But as far as just answering purely the question about how they feel about you, you're everything. You're everything. Okay. Okay, we've got EZB. Yeah, and I think that easy, like being easy, like I think that they see like things being, I think they view, like this is not the truth. This is their Eight of Swords perception. But I think they see like everything is easy for everybody else and it's hard for me. And I feel like they don't want to drag you into it and they don't want you to fully see it that way. They like it that you see them as just like shining and awesome. And they don't know, again, they don't know why you do, but they like it. Okay, SOB. So that could be sobbing, like crying to me. That would again indicate like this grief energy, this Eight of Swords, potentially mental health issues. That can also stand for, an SOB, son of a B word. So they also may feel like they are not in a frame of mind to treat you correctly, to treat you the way that the Empress deserves. Okay, so then I see sow. So what you sow, you shall reap. So I do feel like if you decide that you do want to, I feel like you love this person so much. I feel like you're going to probably be sticking in with this person, honestly. But if you do decide to walk away for your own peace of mind, that is an equally valid decision. No judgment whatsoever. But I do feel like Spirit is saying that all of this beauty and light that you have sown into this person, you will eventually reap the rewards. You will reap that back. And then we've got Q, B, and A. So let's see. Yeah, bow. Okay, so yeah, they just feel like you are royalty, basically. They do want to bow down to you. Yeah, with Q, I just feel like to me that always means questions. There are just a lot of questions. And I do think that they are in a very confused energy, to tell you the truth. Yeah, and web, I feel like they are trapped in a sticky web of their own mind that they cannot, like the harder they struggle, the more they are trapped. Let's see. Okay, so this WAZE, that's making me think of the Waze app, which is a map app. And yeah, I feel like they feel like everyone else has this clear-cut map of exactly where they should be going, and they are just wandering around in the dark, bumping into things. And I think it makes them feel kind of like an idiot, honestly. I think that they have such a low opinion of themselves, truthfully, pile 2. Yeah, I really don't feel like they think much of themselves. But I feel like you're probably going, but they're so amazing. They're so awesome. If they could just see themselves through my eyes. Yeah, absolutely. I don't doubt that for a minute. But they can't see it. They are in a mental prison, and they have a very distorted view of themselves and of reality in the future. But I do think that is why they do like to see themselves reflected back from you, because I do think that they have a sense that you're not just blowing smoke. There is a small part of it that resonates with them, and they recognize the truth in what you're saying when you reflect back to them how awesome they are. And I think that is why they are so drawn to it. Okay, and then for numbers, we've got 2, 3, 4. So to me, that is like 2, 3, 4. There is a progression that they are climbing out of this. They are on the way. And then another 3. So those can also be combined like 34, 33, 24, 43, 42, like that. Okay, so now we're going to get some zodiac signs. So these are signs that either are prominent in one or both of your charts, or these could be signs that are important times of the year that things are going to happen, or energies that you or your person are called to be in or are in. Oh, a lot of signs. A lot of signs came out. Okay, we've got Pisces, Gemini, Capricorn, Taurus, and Leo. And now charms. Let's get some charms. Okay, yeah, they just look at you as their angel, their guardian angel. Yeah, so with this Big Ben, like London could have something to do with this, Europe, something to do with travel. But I also just feel like you are sort of the clock by which they set their clock. Like they sort of look at you as being like you tell them what time it is, kind of a thing. And I even said during the reading a couple of different times that you are their anchor. Yeah, and with this moon charm, I feel like the emotions that connect you two are so deep. So deep, and they just, trying to think of, so deep, so thick, so unbreakable. Yeah, with this oversized heart charm, because of the scale, I always take that to mean like an oversized love. Yeah, but with this moon charm, I also am getting like there is an element of mysteriousness there. They are in a time of confusion where they are not seeing things clearly. And I feel like you are the one thing that helps them to see things clearly, and that is why they don't want to risk it. This all comes down to they don't want to risk it, to tell you the truth. It is, yeah, I feel for your person, honestly, because they're in a rough place. And I know it must be frustrating to you, but you wouldn't want them to come forward in the state that they are in right now. You would be taking care of them, and that is not a relationship. But they will be progressing through this. They will be moving up and forward. And then they will come forward, and then you will be the king and queen of pentacles. You won't be just, they'll be 8 of swords and you'll be queen of pentacles. Like you're just going to build a relationship on them constantly being in crisis and you being the one that's the rock. No, that's terrible. You need to wait until they are in King of Pentacles energy, and then you're the King and Queen of Pentacles. And this image of this figure climbing tells me that they will get there. They will get there. And I feel like the emotions connecting the two of you are so deep, and they just view you as the world, as everything. So yeah, I feel like, there definitely is a future here. They have very deep feelings for you, but now is not the time. And they are wise to hold back, honestly. Okay, so I know that is a heavy message to hear, but ultimately I hope, hopeful. So that is what I have for you. And I hope that it, resonated in a way that brought you some clarity and some food for thought and some insight. And I do really want to thank you for sharing your energy and your time with me. And if you don't take anything else away from this reading, please take this. Remember this, that you are worthy. You are loved. You are worthy. You are enough. Okay, bye, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. So if you chose the White Sage Tarot or this adorable little lavender flower, this is your reading. So let's dive in and find out, how is your person feeling about you? So Spirit, please dial me into the energy of pile 3's person right now. Tell me how pile 3's person is feeling about them right now. Dial me into the energy of pile 3's person. Okay, so that tells me right away there are some similar feelings going on between the two of you. But the way that mirror has like night and moon energy in it tells me that it is probably not clear to you. They have probably not made that clear to you. Likely with this feather card, because they are kind of just wanting to flit around and float on the wind and do whatever and not have a talk with you, not tell you this is how I feel in a way that would obligate them to then have their actions match up to their words. So I think right now they are just feeling all these positive feelings that you are also feeling toward them. They are feeling very blessed and lucky to have you in their life. But yeah, as far as the way that those feelings are reflected back toward you, it's cloudy. It is dark. It is mysterious moon time. They are not making it clear. Okay, and so another reason why they might not be speaking up is because, yeah, they might be an earth sign, but they are definitely in earth energy, which I would say would seem to be counterintuitive with the energy of this feather of just wanting to float anywhere and go wherever. However, I actually think it's not. I think that, excuse me, I think that the earth energy that they are in, this energy where they're looking at things very logically and very clearly, is the very thing that is telling them, okay, if you come clean about these feelings, if you have a conversation about these feelings, that is going to obligate you. So I think that is the very energy that is making them hold back. Honestly, I would phrase that as giving them the strength to hold back, because another thing that I'm getting from this feather card is that sometimes there is a gust of wind telling them, like pushing them to come clean about their feelings, but it's this earth energy that weighs them down and keeps them from sort of blurting it out the way that they would if they were solely in this feather energy and going wherever the wind takes them. So yeah, I feel like even though they do have a lot of feelings about this connection, specifically surrounding feeling incredibly blessed and lucky that you happened to come into their life, they are not ready to fully let you know about it, because that would mean commitment. And okay, so also with this Clover card, so the fact that they really do feel so blessed and lucky, and that is the way that their higher self and the spirit chose to, that's the part of their feelings that spirit chose to specifically highlight, tells me two things. Number one, that they may not feel that they are up to your level. So that would be a reason why they don't just feel happy that you're in their life. They feel actually lucky that you're in their life. It's a different connotation. But also, you may have come into their life, you may have come into one another's lives in a way that had a lot of serendipity surrounding it. So a way that was not just, oh, you worked at the same job, or you happened to live in the same apartment complex, but it was a way, there were just a lot of coincidences surrounding the way you came into one another's lives. And yeah, that if even small things would have changed along either of your paths, you would have completely missed each other, like kind of ships passing in the night. Okay, and so this sweet card tells me that their feelings toward you are entirely affectionate, tender, positive. Yeah, and so I don't think that they view you like this energy of holding back. I don't think that they kind of blame you for it. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing about you not being enough or them not feeling strongly enough, because I do feel like they do feel quite strongly. And in fact, with this feather card, I feel like they have almost blurted it out against I would define this earth energy as what they consider to be their quote unquote better judgment. So yeah, I think that, these feelings are strong and likely only getting stronger, but they are attempting to keep a level head about this. So there also might be something about your connection that makes it more prudent on paper to not get things started. Like there might be something about your connection that, maybe the two of you live at a distance. Maybe you have some sort of work connection that would make it awkward or difficult, or like maybe one or both of you needs to exit a current connection before this connection can take off. Like there might be things that just from an outsider looking in, like if it were your friend looking at this and talking to you, or their friend looking at this and talking to them, they would say, this looks messy. I don't know if this is worth it. I feel like they feel like it is with this sweet and this Clover card. I do think they feel like it is worth it, but they haven't feeling like it's worth it, feeling a lot of positive feelings, feeling a lot of desire, and reaching the place where you actually pull the trigger. Yeah, that's two very different things. Yeah. And I think that it's really interesting that this journey card the art on this journey card really depicts the journey as like a hiking, camping type of journey. Like I kind of see this as like Pacific Coast Trail or Appalachian Trail or Appalachia. I don't know how you pronounce that. But yeah, like a very sort of backpacking-y up in the mountains thing, which to me kind of connects to earth energy, because that is, exploring the earth. Like what is more earthy than the mountains? Like it's all dirt and trees and so much stuff that is just very, very earthy energy. But you notice even on this journey card, we've got this stream. We've got this, this small, nourishing patch of water flowing through. So yeah, even as they are attempting to stay so grounded in their like very earthy energy and like hike up this very earthy mountain, even still they can't stop this stream of watery energy from coming through. Yeah, so I do feel like, and look, this direction card is represented by two sort of disparate elements. So we've got the rocks here, which, I mean, they're kind of in color and shape, even reminding me of the art on this earth card here. So we've got these rocks, which are very heavy and settled. And I would classify that as their desire to keep things on like the straight and narrow, the logical path, the path that looks good on paper, the path where they are attempting to avoid all of this stuff that would look very messy on paper. But we also have the birds. These the birds on that card, I think represent their desire to fly with you. And so, yeah, both of those energies are present there. And I feel like they are torn. And I do feel like there is a certain respect for you that is inherent in them not really expressing their feelings to you until they are sure. Because, yeah, it's like, why? I feel like they do think like, I'm not going to get them involved in this until I'm not going to say something until I actually have something to say. Because I feel like there would be a temptation to just spill everything and just come clean with you, and just the emotional relief that would bring. I mean, that's that wind gusting underneath the feather that pushes them toward you. But yeah, they do have enough respect for you to know that they need to be solid within themselves about their plans. Yeah, and I don't even think it's necessarily about what they feel. It's about what they've decided. They need to have made a solid decision before they're going to involve you in it, because I am hearing in the back of my mind the phrase, that's only fair. Yeah, that's only fair. So it's about what you deserve. They're keeping you in mind. Yeah, look at this. I love that all of the cards that really have to do with just their pure feelings, not their logical mind, not their, trying to quote unquote do the right thing, or trying to stay on the straight and narrow path, or nothing about that. No logic, no nothing. Just everything about their pure heart chakra feelings. It's sweet, it's clover, and it's joy. Everything about you is like the lights flipping on when they enter a room. It's like music starting to play. And not a song that they hate, a song that they love. It's that song that comes on and you're like, oh my God, this is my jam. I have not heard this song forever. And just that pure, tingly sense of anticipation and excitement that fills you, and you can't stop your body from moving, and you have to dance and you have to sing. And yeah, like this person, you have to jump, you have to throw your arms outward. Like, I feel like that's the kind of transcendent bliss and joy that fills them, even at the thought of you, let alone your presence. But I think that there is something going on with this connection, something about the logistics of this connection that makes them feel like it would be highly selfish to indulge these very buoyant feelings for you. And so they are very torn between this side where they're trying to do the right thing and this side where they just want to indulge. They're extremely sparking, just highly freedom. Yeah, that's what it is. They feel free. When they think of you, they feel free. Yeah, and so there's something where they don't feel like they deserve that, or something is holding them back from that. Or, yeah, I mean, there could be kids involved. There could be, like I said, if there's other relationships involved in this, like there could be very good reasons why they are walking a path toward this rather than just jumping in. I'm not saying that they're doing the wrong thing. I'm just saying that is what they are torn between: responsibilities and feelings. Because their feelings are so incredibly tender and happy and blissful when it comes to you. Okay, so that is what I'm getting from the Oracle cards. Let's dive into tarot. Okay. give this another quick little shuffle here. Spirit, tell me more about how pile three's person feels about them, please. Tell me more about how pile three's person feels about them. Tell me more about how pile three's person feels about them, please. Okay. Okay, Nine of Cups. Is that supposed to be reversed? It feels like it is. I don't generally take reversals. I have to feel specifically called to. But that felt like it was. Okay, so this actually tells me, this gives me even more information. This tells me that there likely are situations in their life that they're going to need to walk away from. That's why this Nine of Cups is reversed right now. That's why I feel like they are purposefully keeping it in reverse right now. They are intentionally keeping this reversed, holding back on this wish-fulfilled energy, because there is something that they need to walk away from before they can dive into it. And I feel like they are very concerned about doing things properly. It's the same thing I was channeling when I felt like the reason why they are not speaking their feelings plainly to you is out of respect. Yeah, I feel like they feel like, kind of with that journey card, like there is a very specific path that you walk. It goes in a very specific order, kind of like that old first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes so-and-so with a baby carriage. Now, I mean, in modern sensibilities, of course, that's not the order that it goes in, but it's more just like the rhythm of that. It's like first comes this, then comes this, then comes this, and that is the proper order of things. And I feel like this person is very concerned with doing things the right way, the proper way. Yeah, but with that Ace of Wands card, yes, they are warm for your form, pile three. Yeah, let's just say there is a very specific part of their body that I think lights up with joy and bliss when they think about you. And it's not just their emotional self. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So I think that it's really interesting that two cards that in the context of this situation, I'm kind of taking as having a similar meaning. Like there's a situation that they need to walk away from, and there is something in their life that just absolutely needs to crumble before they can pursue this with you, before this Nine of Cups can get flipped right side up. And it is, that is, both of these cards are flanking this Ace of Wands. It is their attraction to you that has caused this situation where they even are aware that something needs to fall, where they even know that they need to walk away. And I feel like if I were to put this, I mean, everybody's going to be in their own journey. Everybody's going to be on a very specific place in the chronology of this plot. But if I were to place them like on the timeline of where they are, I think that for the majority of the people listening to this, your person is either just awakening to the idea that they're going to need to walk away, or they are starting to get good with the idea that they are needing to walk away, but they haven't fully committed to doing it yet. Show me the outcome, Spirit. Tell me about the outcome, please. Okay, so this is not going to be... Okay, what a lyric just popped into my head. Okay, it's from a Rex Orange County song. And it says, I've never been the easiest ride. And I feel like this connection is not going to be the easiest ride. And I'm probably not sharing information with you that you don't already know, because I feel like this connection has probably already not been the easiest ride. But the lyric that follows that up says, she says it's okay, you know it's all right. So I do feel like even though this connection is going to take a lot of work, it's not going to be easy. I feel like Spirit is saying, you know it's okay, it's all right. It's going to be all right. Yeah, I feel like this connection is still in like the early stages of this tower falling, which is, yeah, like this is, you've got some not fun stuff ahead of you. I got to be honest with you, pile 3. There were some very beautiful emotions connecting the two of you. I would assume that they are connecting the two of you and not just on your person's side, since the very first oracle card that came out was Mirror. But there are going to be some tough times ahead. So yeah, just like I always say in readings where it's looking like a difficult path, utilize your free will, utilize your intuition, your logic, all of the gifts, both intellectual and intuitive, that Spirit has granted you to decide if this is something that is worth it to you. Because you might think, you know what? I would rather devote my time to something that is just a little more easy, because I've done hard. Like I've been there, done that, bought the postcard, still have the postcard. I'll take it out and look if I want to reminisce. I'm not trying to go on another vacation to a hard connection. I would rather go for something easy, because I see this as being very beautiful and very fulfilling ultimately. And there definitely is a strong physical connection and strong like chemistry for sure. But it's not going to be easy. So decide if that's what you want. I would say that would be the task in front of you. The task in front of this person is to walk away and complete their tower moment. The task in front of you is to decide whether you are going to stick around for that process, because it could be lengthy and it could require just a lot of hard work. All right. So let's get letters, numbers, and charms. Spirit, what are some letters that are going to shed more light on this? What are some letters that are either going to validate that this is a reading for this person, or that are going to shed more light on this connection? Here we go. Ooh, a lot of letters. Okay, we got J, P, D. Okay, so yeah, this person, you might have met them through some sort of like law connection, some sort of like legal case, or they may, because I think JD, I think, is the degree that you get when you're a lawyer. And then with JP, I just heard the word jurisprudence. So yeah, this may, like, they may have something to do with the law. L is the very next letter. They may have something to do with the law, or you may have met connected to something to do with the law. Okay, B, V, Y, A, G, and O. Oh, Bay. So, you may be from the Bay, like me. Holla, yay area, 510, represent. Oh, they might be a Virgo, VGO, or you might be a Virgo, or have that prominently in your charts, or just like they may just be in Virgo energy, to tell you the truth, with all that earth and all that like walking the straight and narrow path and all that like rock salt, like, sorry, I don't know. Why am I saying all these good things as if they're so annoying? But it's like, all this energy of this person wanting to do the right thing, whatever, Virgo. But no, those are good things, Melanie, stop. But yes, so they may just be, this may just indicate that they are like so strongly in their earth energy right now. But yeah, they or you may have Virgo prominently in their charts. What else? Okay, with the Ace of Wands, I'm not going to say what body part they are probably focused on, but also that could be the beginning of the word vagabond. So they, like you may be about to like go on a trip or on a vacation, or they might be, okay, with, PAY. Yeah. So they may be distracting themselves with thoughts of work, focusing on work, chasing the bag, trying to secure that bag. Okay, with God. Okay, so there could be some sort of like religious or philosophical difference that holds the two of you apart. Or even like, if not strictly religious, it could be some sort of cultural difference that is separating the two of you. And that may be what, what doesn't look good on paper. Gold. So again, yeah, I'm thinking of that as them like trying to build up their wealth, secure the bag, and then play. Yeah, they may just be like, I don't want to be tied down, man. Like, I'm trying to just be out here living my best life. I am not trying to commit right now. But again, I do feel like there is an element of respect toward you, that they aren't going to like try to rope you into something that they themselves are not really sure about yet. Okay, let's get some numbers. Okay, you know what? And I actually just saw POV. So yeah, a lot of this might have to do just with their perspective on the situation. Oh my God. And then with the Ace of Wands again, we got Lay. So yeah, they're real interested in at least one aspect of your connection, getting that going. And that would be the Ace of Wandsy part. But yeah, so a lot of this I feel like is their perspective. If they were to come clean to you and you guys were to have a very direct and heart-to-heart conversation, they may come away with a different perspective, but I feel like they're real all up in their head right now. That's another very Virgo trait. I have a few really good Virgo friends. My mom is also a Virgo, so I'm a little familiar with how the Virgo brain operates. And yeah, a lot of it has to do with being all up in their heads. Okay, so we got 9, 7, 7, and 1. So you can also combine those like 17, 79, 97. Okay, let's get some astrological signs. So these can be signs that are prominent in one or both of your charts, energies that you are either in or being called to be in, or energies that they are in. Or it can also be important times of year that things are going to happen. Okay. We got Aquarius, Virgo, ha, surprise, surprise, and Cancer. Yeah, that's that watery energy. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is like earth and water hardcore right here, which, I mean, this whole reading was basically earth and water. And now charms. Okay, so yeah. With this Lotus charm, I am getting very much the idea that if you are going to weather them going through this tower, and if you are going to dive in with them and do this hard work that needs to be done, you are going to need to be so connected to spirit just to kind of guide you through this, to support you through this. Because again, it's not going to be the easiest ride, and spirit can be the one that comes in and comforts you and tells you, it's okay. It's going to be all right. And then, yeah, I do also feel like spirit is calling you to utilize your wisdom, to find out within yourself if this is something that you are on board for. And I feel like that's something that you might want to do periodically, because, making one decision might not be the same decision that you want to make 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, etc. Because I'm not getting this is going to be a quick overnight process. I'm sorry, but I'm really not. I'm getting that it's going to be like the Oracle card that came out. It's going to be a journey. Okay, with this dinosaur charm, there could be an age differential between the two of you, or it also could be with these two little kids kissing. That can either be that the two of you have known each other for a long time, which this dinosaur charm would also, that could mean that. Or it also could be like a Six of Cups-y energy, like your souls have just known each other forever and you realized that, like it was a sense you had very early on, and that, yeah, you've just been together through eras and eons and lifetimes. And finally, with this hatchet charm, yeah, to me, that is just an energy of cutting through the BS. And I think that is what your person needs to do for themselves. But being connected to this owl charm, I also feel like that's a double meaning of there may come a time where you need to do that for yourself as well. And yeah, only you can know that. Check in with your own intuition on that. Okay, sorry about that little interruption. Right before the end, I had to go deal with something with my dog. But that also could be a metaphor for things that have happened in this connection, that right as it feels like you're just about to break through, something calls your attention away, or more likely their attention away. And, they have to go deal with something right as you are about to what you anticipated being the finish. Yeah, it strikes me as something that could be possible. But as I was saying, I do want to thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me today. And I do hope that this resonated in a way that brought you some clarity, some insight, some food for thought. And if you don't take anything else away from this reading today, please remember this. You are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. Okay, bye. Hello, Pile 4. If you chose Aunt Lily's Tarot or this adorable little branch here, you have arrived at your reading. So yes, let's dive in and find out what your person's feelings are for you. Oh, that one just flew out. Yeah, I gotta say, so the piles have been really different, but that has been, like, feelings being on lockdown, that has been a consistent thread between all the piles. So that must be just something that is majorly going on in the collective right now, is that people are just keeping their feelings on lock. Okay. So I will say, though, your person, I don't feel like they're intentionally keeping their feelings locked down. I feel like their feelings are deep and they may not even be fully aware of them at this point. Yeah, I feel like they are probably a bit of if not a player in a romantic sense, like they are probably just a footloose and fancy free spirit, go where the wind takes them. They are probably not used to the idea of being committed or locked down, or yeah, they are probably not a person who really is used to taking another person's feelings or well-being into consideration. I'm getting them as a bit of a just like a feather on the wind, kind of like going where the wind takes them, doing what they want as soon as following their whims. I feel like they live by their whims is kind of the energy that I'm getting from this feather. So I feel like their feelings may be under lock right now just because the feelings and the impulses that they're having toward you are unfamiliar. They may not have felt them in a long time, if ever, in this exact way. And yeah, they need to get clarity on exactly what this means. I think that they probably are well aware of their physical attraction to you and of the chemistry that the two of you share. I think that that is the part that they have total clarity on. I think it's the fact that there are deeper feelings at play that they are not exactly clear on yet. Yeah, I just heard the dude from The Big Lebowski in the back of my head going, that's just like your opinion, man. So, yeah, I feel like it's not that I feel like they are actively fighting these feelings, but I just think that they are. Wow, it's like very difficult to put this energy into words. Unfortunate, since that is actually my job. They are just kind of like such a free spirit that I feel like they're just sort of puzzled by these feelings more than anything. I don't think they're even putting a lot of effort into trying to figure out the implications of these feelings, if that makes sense. With this visitation card, I do feel like they've probably been having dreams, very, very clear and real seeming dreams about you. With this desert card, yeah, again, I feel like as far as emotions go, I feel like their life is pretty, or at least as of late, has been like pretty much a desert wasteland of emotions, but they've been floating above it. Like they've been on the air above that, kind of just like a feather floating on the wind. So it's not like they've been experiencing it as this arid, dry climate. They've just been experiencing it as different wind patterns, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, you have now appeared and you are this oasis, but they're so far above. Yeah, I feel like if they were existing in this desert climate, they would be like, yes, oasis, thank you. Oh my God, I'm so thirsty. But because they are this feather in the wind sort of floating above their emotional landscape versus existing in it, I feel like they are not having an immediate recognition of how significant you are in their life and their feelings for you are. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more about Pile 4's person's feelings. Tell me more. Yeah, because you guys are soul family. Yeah, you guys are soul family. And that came out in Pile 3 as well. Yeah, and I feel like it's interesting that this card, this hope card, which has a bird pictured on it, came out right on top of feather. One more card from this deck, Spirit. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, I do feel like the two of you are soul family. And on this goodness card, I think that it's really interesting that this card is pictured as there is the person and the sunlight, but then there is the reflection of the person and the reflection of the sunlight here. So I think that this person sees in you a beautiful reflection of their own energy. I do take that also to be mirroring energy, that what you feel toward them, they are reflecting those feelings. But again, the central kind of energy here is that they are flying above the emotional landscape. So they don't necessarily recognize it. which seems so strange, right? If you're a person that really lives inside your emotions, that can seem very strange. But there are a lot of ways that people sort of drift on the surface above their emotions. They throw themselves into work, or not even throw themselves into work. They just are very involved in their work. Maybe they, it actually also can be like this player energy of having a lot of romantic partners, like just things that distract them, things that keep them from having to go too deep, things that help them just sort of skip along the surface. A lot of people actually exist that way, and I feel like your person is one of them. And because of that, they are having deep feelings for you. They are recognizing that the two of you are soul connected here. They are mirroring the feelings that you have for them, but they don't recognize it. It's not that they don't feel it. They don't recognize what those feelings are and what they mean. Okay, that is what I am getting from the Oracle cards. Let's dive into tarot. Okay. Yes, you make them so happy. And that is so interesting because on that goodness card, it was not just themselves and their feelings they saw reflected in you. It was the sun. The sun was very clearly depicted as being reflected in the water where that person was standing and looking into that body of water. Yeah, with the Knight of Cups, I do feel like I said, I feel like they're aware of the physical connection between you. I feel like they are aware of the chemistry between you. And I feel like they probably approach you with a very flirty energy. I feel like it's not that they are unaware of the fact that there is any kind of anything going on between the two of you. They are unaware of what the deeper feelings they feel mean, what the ramifications of those feelings are. Okay, tell me about the outcome, Spirit. Tell me about the outcome with Pile 4's person. Tell me about the outcome of how Pile 4's person is feeling. Okay, alrighty. So, with this Knight of Cups and this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like they are going to be drawn forward on a quest. Knights always remind me of they're going off on a quest. So they're going to be going off on a quest, an emotional quest and a quest of stability, so that they can level up and they can be what you need. Because I do think that they recognize that they are not fully developed in either one of those areas for you. Or at least I think when they give it enough thought, they will realize that. Right now, I think they are still floating above it. I kind of am getting them at this place on the timeline. Obviously, it's a big collective. Everybody's person is going to be at a different place on this plot line. But I feel like right now they're just kind of basking in the nice feelings, the beautiful, joyful, warm feelings that they get when they think of you, when they're around you. When the deeper feelings that are underneath that fully sink in, they are going to realize that in order to step up for you, they are going to need to go off on this quest to develop themselves emotionally and to develop themselves in the realm of stability. And I don't even think that this means financially. Like they probably actually do pretty well financially, because I'm getting them as really enjoying I'm trying to think of a way to phrase it that doesn't make it sound really shallow, because I'm not getting it as like a shallow energy, but I feel like they really enjoy the way that the trappings make them look. And not even to the outside world. I think it's more about to themselves. Like they like the way that a nice car makes them feel about themselves. A nice apartment, a good job, money in the bank. They like the way that those things make them feel about themselves. So I think that the stability that they are going to need to develop is the kind of stability where you can just depend on them, that they will step up, that they will be there for you. That's what they don't have right now. And it's not that, I don't think it's not to do with them not having a desire. It's not their MO. They have very little practice at that, at being there over the long haul, of really stepping up. They they don't really know what that is. And they may have failed at that before, pretty spectacularly, maybe even. Because that may be what eventually led them to embrace that life of a feather on the wind. And then with this Nine of Swords energy, I think that when they go on these quests, I think that there is going to be this sort of gallant energy at the beginning of it, that they're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to step up for pile 4. I'm going to be the man that pile 4 needs, or the woman that pile 4 needs. And then I think they're going to find out that it's not as easy as they thought it was going to be, that it actually involves some self-sacrifice, that it actually involves like taking a hard inventory of the places that they need to improve, and that it involves like ruthlessly cutting out their flaws. And it's not going to be as easy as they think it's going to be. I feel like they think it's kind of going to be like, the hard work that they had to do to get that nice car or that nice apartment. It's very different. It's very different. And they're going to find that out. But the outcome is going to be a brand new journey. Yeah, they are going to be. Yeah, I do think there is going to be, again, that is going to be part of what is like this very tough pill to swallow energy, is recognizing that when they do start a new journey with you, it's going to be like being back at square one in many ways. There's going to be so many new things to learn about commitment and relationship, and just really partnering with someone in a deep way. And I don't think they don't like not already being good at things. They don't like starting from the beginning. They don't like being a beginner. They like being an expert. And it's not even about arrogance. It's not about arrogance. It's about, I think they just don't like to stumble. Yeah, I think they just like already being good at things. So that may be something that's tough for them at the beginning of when the two of you are together. Like the beginning stages, not just the very beginning. So that's something to look out for, I would say, when the two of you do come together. But yeah, I see the energies leaning toward the two of you coming together. But I see that they have a process to go through. But yeah, as far as what their feelings are right now, you make them so happy. I feel like they smile so wide when they see a message from you come in. Oh, yeah. In fact, I just got such a strong mental image of somebody looking at their phone and just their whole face lighting up when it dings. Yeah. Yeah, you make them really, really, really happy, pile 4. Holy cow. Yeah, so let's get letters, numbers, and charms. Okay, so we got O, W, R, E, I, M, and J. Okay, so JEW, somebody in this connection could be Jewish. Okay, ROME, Rome. So Italy could have something to do with this. Or Rome is also where the Vatican is. Somebody in this connection could be Catholic. So maybe you guys have talked about going to Italy. Maybe one of you lives in Italy. Okay, REM, that could have to do with like your REM cycle, sleep. Okay, MEW, that could have, and then MEOW as well. So yeah, one of you could have a cat. A cat could have something to do with this. Yeah, with Meyer, I feel like that your person is just, I think that is the energy of they might have failed pretty badly at commitment in the past. And so they don't want to get mired down in that energy again because they just don't feel like they belong floating above that. They feel like that's their place. But yeah, this journey is meant to show them differently. That's why you were brought into their path, pile 4, is to show them that there is more for them, more for their soul than just sort of skipping along the surface. Yeah, and then we've got Mo and we've got Ro. Okay, so we've got 2, 8, and 7. So these can be birth dates, birth month, birth year. It can be addresses. It can be just any numbers that are significant, engram numbers, life path numbers. Okay, now we're going to grab some zodiac signs, and these can be signs that are prominent in one or both of your charts. It can also be energies that you're being called to be in. It can also be important times of year that things are going to happen. We've got Libra, Scorpio, Cancer, and Cancer may have come out in every single reading, and Aries. Hello, fellow Cancers. If you were drawn to this video, welcome. I am also a Cancer. I love Cancers. Well, I would hope that I would. Where? Oh, there they are. Didn't see where I set the charms down. Okay, so the first thing we got is this large-scale, oversized heart, which I always think of as a love being sort of like a huge love, an oversized love. Okay, and then we got Ganesha, the elephant god, who is like one of the things, and also, okay, so 2 elephants coming out, one of them having a connotation with like stories and telling stories, which to me indicates that you two have like a very significant story in one another's lives. Like you are very prominently woven into the fabric of one another's stories. But also there might be like an elephant in the room that the two of you need to talk about at some point. So take that as it resonates. But also the energy of like remembering one another, maybe from past lives, because there's the whole thing of an elephant never forgets. So yeah, with this frog charm, I do feel like there will come a point where your connection is going to take a very fast and powerful leap forward. Yeah, and then with this chameleon charm, I kind of feel like that's their energy right now, of just like changing color for any situation, just like going where the wind takes them kind of a thing. But then look, this final charm is love with an arrow through it, a heart that says love with an arrow through it. And yeah, that is the state that they are in. Cupid has shot his arrow into their heart and they just don't recognize it yet. They are just so unfamiliar with exactly what these deep feelings feel like that they just don't recognize it yet. They will. They will. Cupid's gonna get them. They can't run forever. Cupid's too fast. And Cupid's a pretty dang good shot. So yeah, they're going to come around. I wouldn't worry too much about it, pile 4. I feel like they're going to come around. To me, that's where the energies are very strongly leaning. Okay, so that is what I have for you, pile 4. And I just really want to thank you for sharing your time with me and your energy. And I hope that this resonated in a way that brought you some clarity and some insights and some food for thought. And even if you take nothing else away from this reading, I want you to take this, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough. Okay, bye, pile 4. Hello, so we are going to go through the decks used. If you notice that my nails are a different color, that is because I am filming just this part on a different day. As I was editing the video, I remembered that I wanted to include this and I had forgotten to do it before. So first, the oracles that were used. This is the Midnight Oracle by Midnight Oracle. Sharon is her name. She designs beautiful decks and her shop is on Etsy. This is the Uncertain Oracle by Numinous Press. Gorgeous original watercolors. And speaking of gorgeous original watercolors, this is the pocket version of the Roots and Wings Oracle. Okay, and then we have the Spirit Speak Tarot. The Star Seeker Tarot. The White Sage Tarot. And Aunt Lily's Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And there is a page on my website linked below where all of the decks are linked to where you can get them if they are still in print, because this video is timeless, so I can't promise that they will all always be in print, but the latest links that I have will always be on that updated page of my website, and that is linked in the description box below. Bye.